diretta, libretti toaster diretta. Hello everyone. My name is Notepad and I write games for fun. Well, Spartan, hello, it's been a while. Yes, it is 10:50 a.m. I woke up about an hour ago. Why am I streaming at 10 a.m.? This is my morning night stream because it is about 9 o'clock. It is 9876 in the United States. If it's 9876 in the United States, therefore, it is roughly on time. I know for Europeans, what do we do, like Russia time? It is 4 a.m. Pretty much I have to make a what I've been attempting to do anyway, my goal, my dream, one might even call it, has been alternating back and forth between earlier streams and later streams. Shouldn't you be at work? No, it's my day off. Monday and Tuesdays are my day off. Yeah, Monday and Tuesday are my day off. I work every other day. That's why there's really no streams on any of those other days, is because I'm just off. Like, I'm just on work. It's kind of a 24/7 thing. The only time I have time to like do things during the weekdays, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I am effectively, I wake up, I get ready, I go to work, I come home, I go to, because I work very late. Saturday and Sunday are a bit easier because I get off technically about 5. If I get off at about 5 o'clock, genuinely speaking, it's a little bit easier to do things. I'm gonna play a game. Can I log into my... Oh no. Oh me, oh my. Always that horrible thing when you realize that you can log on to things you really shouldn't because you're a naughty boy, and being a naughty boy lets me do things that I'm not supposed to do. Wait a fucking second. No. Okay, good. No. All right, let's see. What's my let's see what my day is tomorrow. So tomorrow, I need to get to work at 12:50. I've got 2 lessons, and then I have a 2-hour break, effectively. And then, like, majority of my day is open. Now, mind you, when I say a majority of my day is open, what I mean by is I need to sit at a computer and, like, constantly refresh my, my time card. Because if I don't refresh my time card, I might miss a online lesson that has a window of 3 minutes before, it feels like. It's great. War chief would be pretty fine. War chief works. At that point, you're also looking at a lot more specific terms. Like, technically, if you look at the the concept of like the Chinese warlord, like warlord era, because at this point, if you're looking at this era, like warlord era, then congratulations, you have a lieutenant. You're not a warlord. That's not your title. Your title is, you know, governor of prefecture or enlightened, you know, fucking despot or whatever. You know, that's kind of like the, you know, that's kind of the idea. It's like, yeah, no, we're all kind of like, we're all together, but you know, who's the guy under me? A lieutenant. If you're dealing with like Mongol war, we're dealing with like the concept of the Mongol warlord. Understand fundamentally, they are not called warlords. He is a Khan. Technically, his full title as Genghis Khan, because you have to remember his name is not Genghis Khan, it's Temujin, is Khan of Khans. That's all Genghis Khan means, is Khan of Khans. He just literally adopted the title of Khan of fucking Khans as his base fucking name. Again, after that, you would probably do like chieftain, or something similar to that. Guy. Good old-fashioned Oda guy. We all love Oda guy Khan, right? But yeah, if you're working with like terms here, it would be more specific. If like warlord is up here, then you'd be looking at these terms. Alternatively, depending on how serious the term warlord is, you might even be going lower. Because warlord doesn't really mean much. Fun fact, queens, warlord doesn't mean too much. But terms, spell card types. Yeah, we know how to make all our set. We know how to make all of these. We know how to make all of these. I need harass scribble still to help me make cards. Alright. Berries, draw tables. Alright, good night. Get out of here. Alright. Well, let's toot-toot. Are you all ready to toot-toot? Alright. Danmaku's expression almost yeah. The conflict is unavoidable. Let's see. When conflict is unavoidable, Mm. Mm. Alright, ready to... Mm. Mm. Let's see, each side ready. Mm. 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 Danmaku is... Mm. Mm. With mm. Mm. Let's see. Danmaku is rarely lethal outside extreme cases or mass disparity in power. With the victor of the Danmaku claiming moral superiority over the enemy, forcing them to abide by the stipulated. Mm. 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 Let's see. And circumnavigate. Mm. 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 Let's see. Attempting to circumnavigate the spell card system for those more lethal consequences often ends with a coalition of destruction Tokyo has to offer. Mm. 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 Let's see there. Barrier mating, shrine, shining shrine maidens, forest witch, and plethora of other figures see any violation of the system as a license to destroy. Because that's the secret with the Danmaku is the millisecond you break it, the millisecond everyone has the right to fucking kill you. It is a very classic prisoner's dilemma. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, it's Fat Albert. Alright. Ah, right there. Oh, God. Owie. Alright. Auto dubbing from your channel. Yes, it should be disabled, but I mean, I don't I know the Toon Punk video. That automatically got created with the auto dubbing. That was automatically added. I couldn't stop it. None of the other videos have auto dubbing. It's just the Toon Punk video. Now, I want to show everyone this. I wonder if it'll. I turned it off, so I'm genuinely curious if it'll stay. It will stay. Okay. So, what we're gonna do is we're gonna play a game, and in this game, let me readjust something here. All right. So we're gonna listen to we listened to all of the various translations, and from a Polish person, I sound like a fucking lunatic. Yeah, it's
Mis introducciones a estos vídeos siempre intentan tener un ligero ángulo de comedia desdeñosa. Un payaso preocupado con su gracioso globo de animal. Toon Punk es eso en pocas palabras. Preocupante y divertido en el mal sentido. Toon Punk 2 fue lanzado a mediados de 2023 por Bendy Giraffe Games. La versión original se lanzó hace varios años durante el apogeo de Kickstarter. ¿Y cómo explicas este juego? La respuesta es que no. Es una yuxtaposición fallida de un juego de Toon y Great Value Cyberpunk con Johnny Bronzefinger en Toontown, con todas las incómodas rarezas que conlleva el terrorista fumador en cadena en el patio trasero de Flippy. Pero sí, Toon Punk es quien engañó a Roger Rabbit.
Because the thing is, you have to remember, they're not using, like... This is not done by, like, a special algorithm. This is Google Translate doing it. This is Google Translate making these changes. And in Google Translate, fun fact, just in case everyone knows, if I were to put, like, Toho, Toho is a good game. I were to put that, it would not actually translate Toho, because it would understand that that's a proper noun. Like, Toho, that is it. That is one word, and it is a proper noun, so we cannot translate it correctly. But it would translate all of this. Because Google Translate is, while Google Translate is not bad. I think this is the thing. It's not bad if you want to, like, get a few words. You'll at least get the gist. It's, trying to, how do I want to word? Trying to make it more than that is where things get very strange and wunderbar. Yes, it does fuck with the audio of videos. Why did you sound like you had a Spanish accent? Because that is the audio they use. Also, one thing about YouTube, other people have been commenting on it. I may as well comment on it as well. If you go here to your main YouTube channel, you see where the little icon is. Click your icon. Go down to restricted mode. If restricted mode is on, turn it off. If it is off, keep it off. Just do that. Now, the thing is, normally restricted mode was for schools. However, from what I've gathered from other people, it's been kind of like turning itself on for some people. Validity of that? No. I've watched videos on it, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. But why? Why indeed? Why indeed, Draco? Why indeed? How do you reset your Google and YouTube advertisement algorithm? There's actually a way to do that. I remember doing it once. Because the thing is, I got very curious. Let me see if I can find system. No, not fucking AI innovations. No, I want to do Google Ad Manager. There we go. No, it's not that. I want to look at Google Ad setting. Ad setting and personalization. Yeah, alright. there's a few things that you can do. Let's for a way I can do that. Googly. Yeah, there's a few things. All right. Yeah, you go to My Ad Center. Let's see. I do not want that. Please stop telling me about that. Give me this. Give me this. Let's see. I'm okay with Domino's Pizza. You may be wondering, why am I okay with Domino's Pizza? Because I like Domino's Pizza. That's always the funny thing, is that I like Domino's Pizza. Let me see if I can find. See, unfortunately, let's see if we can find, no. Let's see if we can find. See, the unfortunate reality is that my, use ad block. I don't have ad block on my phone. That's the secret. And I don't have ad block on my phone because it's just inconvenient. Because I've realized the tragic and yet hilarious thing is that my work is giving me ads because I have to Google them constantly to go to their various websites. So Google is thinking that I want to see ads for my job. So I get ads for my job, and they're all dog shit. Every ad is dog shit. It's great. All right, so dictated by their let's see, rival. Each heroine and rival draws up to their hands, dictated by their PR. Go until they are reshuffle. So, Danmaku. Let's see, it's 5 separate, and it'll split in 5 separate spaces. It's spring. in a timeless season. Each of the effects and power. Phase. Timeless phase. Chest. Right. 8x8 grid. By 8. My cooked one. 8x8. A standard chessboard. But 8x8 is the average barrier survival. So every get it. Let's see. So while increasing desperation. We'll be down. Next hit will down the heroin. Well, moving them from what was the critical state. Instead, there we go. Bingo, bango, bongo. Bingo, bango, bongo. I don't want to leave the Congo on and on and on. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we have burial survival. We're gonna do that. So, Danmaku's. Danmaku. Impressive displays are Danmaku's impressive display. Latent energy Tokyo to fuel the dazzling light shows that erupt from these battles. An increase. This memorable available at the Let's open you. Let's open you. Why are you now? Why are you now bigger than you? Starting power. Okay. Get it at there. Other starting power. This. Oh, I never put in the titles, did I? Notepad forgot about types. But all right, so Mm. Mm. Let's see. Power increases by +1 during the. Slowly developing and feeding the energy inside. Heroin. Heroin. Power. Let's see. Power is then spent or burnt to yeah, I would like to use tap, but I legally can't use tap. What term did I use? Because I know I didn't use the term tap for it because I legally knew I cannot use the term tap. Oh, always remember that, kids. Always remember that. You legally cannot use the term tap in invoke, in card game. Power is then paid, burnt to perform action. Let's see. Let's see, among the chief among these is using power for a spell card. Let's see, often leading to explosive levels of energy being concentrated at once. Go up here. takes damage from the spell card, they must burn 1 power. Mm. 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 Go. Mm. Go. Mm. Mm. 7. Mm. So effectively you're saying, I'm going to take away a power that you have. So you have to burn power. But alright. Memento, Danmaku. There's probably a better term for it. Mm. 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 The maximum of 10 power. Mm. 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 Always valid, but mm. Mm. Residents may play spirit orbs. Mm. Let's see. Residents of Gensokyo may play spirit orb spell cards or mementos. To act as artificial. To act as artificial power. Mm. 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 Actually, how do I want? Okay, so during winter phase, paying power. Okay, so horizontal line with the mm. 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 With the importance of mm. 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 Let's see at the end of the winter phase. Burning power because of Importance of power is nothing common for the field that need rapidly increase. Spirit orb, spell card, or certain. Charging as the heroine, place spirit orb, place a spirit orb, spell card, or certain memento. Oh, certain memento. Instead acting as power. Including being discarded when they are burned. Yeah, we're gonna change terms there. Fuck, what's a good term? Will Best Girl be on the cover? I don't know what you're talking about. I already got Best Girl on the cover. My very own Toothoot. God. If I wanted to be specific, I could do it, but I always get weird using like fan art for things. So I haven't. I've been using a lot of the PC98 covers though. Alright, actually, what am I... If we use the term... We burn it, if we burn a card, it goes away, so if we want to use energy, we pay energy, or we remove it, discard it, fuck, There's got to be a better way of wording this. I want you to know that I fucking hate Wizards of the Coast. because it feels like there should be a term for it, and I don't know what the fuck I'm even looking for, because I can't use burnt any. Because burn is a... Use it too. I don't know I don't know a specific Toho term. That's the problem. Because what it is, ultimately all this is. So, let's say for example, I have 5 power. So this is my 5 power. If I pay 2 power, effectively what I'm saying is I get these at the end of the round. I get this power back, but I've spent this and now I only have 3 power. If I burn, I made that power go away. I do not get that power back. The best way to think about it would be like sacking land. Would sack work, maybe? It's purely card game stuff. That's why I'm like, but we've already used burn elsewhere. I guess sack would make, I mean, it's not a perfect term. Sack. But sacking, yeah, sacking a bombed. Bombs are already a thing though. That's the problem. Yeah, it's like, oh god, if a bomb is an item, we can't use that because we don't want people getting confused. It can't be a large word either. It has to be 3 to 5 letters max, because it's a term that's going to be used quite frequently. Retired. Tired. No, that doesn't sound right either. Fuck. Because it's one of those weird things where either I change the terminology on the card, which would be the idea of burning a card pretty much says, I have a card, I use it, it goes away. I put it back. It is not in my discard pile, it is not discarded, it is not exhausted, it is burnt. Power, so if we pay power to do things, and then we would do what with power? Alternatively, like we need to find a like trashing a card. That sounds weird, because again, it's not quite trashing, because trashing sounds like more of a penalty rather than you using it. Fuck, he's awake. He's playing bizarre. Jaeger! Card game terms! Ah! Huh? Oh, you're here. Perfect. I can harass you here now. I don't have to PM you. So, if we burn a card in our hand, we get rid of it entirely. If I burn a piece of power, if I burn energy from my power line, it goes away entirely. We cannot use these terms together, because you can technically have a card in there that will be burnt, but not the real burning. So, what do you call, I have my mana line, my power line. I get rid of something entirely. All that. Caring? We replace it, if we call it tearing card removes from the heroine's deck spell entirely, so we use burn down here. including being discarded when they are. Okay, the importance of power. So actually, burning power, paying, and now we have to find burn. So we need to change that to tearing. Tear. Okay, so tear it. Requires 1 pound to be torn. Actually, no. That's the correct term. Correct term. Okay. All of the actually items must be torn. Torn to receive their effects. Okay. So that if we paying power and burning power, including discarded when they are. Including discarded. Okay. This should work. We do burial survival, then we need to go into I want you to know that I nearly had a fucking stroke there, because I'm like, oh god, am I on a Japanese keyboard? Exhausted is already a turn. It is already a term, but tear tor might work. Makes sense. We tear cards, we burn power. Also, I'm going to teach you all about horror of Japanese keyboards. Okay. Alright, everyone. Are you ready to learn about horror of Japanese keyboards? Okay, get your hands ready. Put your hands on the keyboard and hit the caps lock. You know how easy it is to hit caps lock on things? Secret about Japanese keyboards. Caps lock is not real. What caps lock does, it switches to hiragana. Yeah, it switches to hiragana, and you will be typing and it will switch to the hiragana terms, and otherwise known as you'll be typing Japanese symbols. Now, you might be on your nice big keyboard here. Now, two things that you need to practice. I need you to hit Shift Caps Lock together. That's Caps Lock. That's how you turn Caps Lock on. Now do that again, but if you accidentally leave your finger on the caps lock as it is off to the shift key, it will turn to hiragana. There is no indication, usually, that caps lock is fucking on. Now, okay, you've got that. Alright, are you good? Are you good? Are we all really good? Now, let's play a game. Let's play a game on our Japanese keyboards. If I say there, where do you think this is? The apostrophe. Make a wild guess of where you think an apostrophe is on a Japanese keyboard. I'll let y'all think about it. I'll let y'all muse. Don't worry, I have a strange feeling that you will not get it, and if you do get it, I will be amazed. Don't go looking it up. Cheaty little buggers. Balls deep between caps lock and shift. Off its face on a walk straight line. No. It's shift 7. Shift 7. That is the apostrophe on the Japanese keyboard. Do you see a problem with it being shift fucking 7? Because shift is next to the caps lock. If you want true hell, it is typing in your password, not realizing that the caps lock is on, trying to fix the caps lock. Yeah, trying to fix the caps lock, realizing you can't fix the caps lock. Imagine typing your password out, capital letters and all, except you have to do it in reverse. So instead of typing password, you would have to type it like that. You would have to hold down the shift key the entire time because you don't know how to turn it back off. Because if you hit the fucking caps lock, you go to hiragana. It's pure. So I see that yen symbol and I immediately just fucking go into, you know, a fucking panic attack. All right, so at least start. Let's play a game. Okay. Let's see. Each heroine will check their speed. Let's see. The characters will arrange themselves in ascending order. This is the initiative. Let's see. Place themselves on the. Let's see. At the start of the Danmaku, each heroine and rival will place themselves on the 2 rows opposite one another. You'll be as final say. Observer as the final say. cells on rows on the 2 rows opposite one another. We're going to put a line there during Danmaku. Each phase. Let's see. Actually, beef. Well, let's see. A heroine arrival with a higher initiative may choose to interrupt a slower. Let's see. Performing their action before the. Performing their action first. Okay. So, in very basic terms, let's say our initiative order is Aya, the fastest. His fastest, Rimu, which is the middle, and we'll do like Marissa, which is slowest. In this case, let's say Marissa would take her action first. Rimu is going to take her action. Aya says, no, I'm going to interrupt, do my action, then Rimu would take her action. Interrupting effectively means I'm going so much faster than you, I'm choosing to do whatever I want to do first. But why isn't it in descending order? The idea being is that you don't register any of the damage. You don't register damage, you don't register hits, you don't register anything like that until the last phase. You could be in a space and have 40 fucking bullets on it. But if you move out of that space before the end of the round, you get to just move and you just dodge all of them because you're moving that much faster. But on the other hand, you're moving and you're not firing bullets. Killer kimono, real. It's one of those ideas where you need to be able to... Going super fast has its advantages, but going super fast has some disadvantages. The main disadvantage of being so insanely fast is that if they know it, they're going to be planning ahead. They're going to be saying, okay, we know we're gonna saturate the field without you seeing it, and now you have no place else to move. We've effectively placed put you in a trap with your overconfidence. Because if you play bullet hells, having super high speed doesn't necessarily make the game easier, it just means you're going super fucking fast. It's easier to dodge, but it's also harder to avoid. But you also have the other way, which is someone who's super slow may find it very difficult to actually get to places they need to be. Or do things they need to be, and they're going to get punished for it a lot more. Middle of the road kind of have the advantages, but again, you're not having the clear advantages of either. To put it in Toothoot terms, Aya may be the fastest flyer in Gensokyo, but she also needs to understand she is not the strongest, and she's going to get blown the fuck up if Rimu decides to just carpet the entire fucking area in bullets. So, let's see. So, doing this. Yeah, this is not recommended. You can choose to say, I have an initiative of 5. I am instead going to be acting here. Actually, let's check their speed. Fine. Let's see, whoever has the highest power ranking. That they'll sort it out themselves. So, in this case, the idea of, hey, we have equal initiative. Who has the highest PR? Highest PR. Highest PR. Highest wisdom. Types, number of types. And finally, are you a heroine? Are you a heroine? And then it is. This shouldn't happen, but it's a chance that it will. Normally, this is where a majority of things will end. My guess is 95% of times it's going to end there, because you're going to get your Chernos who are just fucking stupid. Alternatively, it might be number of types. That's pretty much going to be, are you fighting an end boss? If you are fighting a boss, they will probably have priority, because they're just going to have more type. Danmaku. Okay, so what we get to do is table 8. Table options, column width 1. That's too large. What if we do column width 0.858? That 6, 5, 6, 5. Row. Minimum row height. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna play a game. We're gonna play the what if I bring you up to 7? What if I bring you 7? Then we get to put you in the center. Not gray. Let's do light. Yeah. Nothing too extravagant, just fairly simple like this. All right, so. Oh, right. Okay, so now we get to rewrite this. Are you ready, kids? Oh god, I gotta stretch my legs out a little. Leggy, 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 leggy. All right. Legiana. See, unfortunately, me and Jaeger the other day, we had a conversation. We had a conversation about Pokemon. And our conversation about Pokemon. Yeah, we talked about Pokemans, and now because we had the audacity to talk about Pokemon in the year of our Lord 2025, I've been getting like nothing more than like Pokemon ads. We were talking about Pokemon. We were talking about all of the different characters in Pokemon. Mostly Pokemon. We were talking about Pokemon protagonists for a while. Let me see if we, and how like they gradually, the designs of the Pokemon protagonists changed over time pretty drastically in some cases. A favorite of, also I learned that this is not his hair. This isn't his hair. That's a hat. And during the special version, they made him look stupider. Let's see, where was the other one? Coat still look amazing. This is just the fuck my shit up hair, kid. Like, fuck my shit up. I don't care. They all have Japanese names as well. I wish they actually displayed the Japanese name in addition to the real name. Or technically, how this is Elio from Sun and Moon. This is Elio. This is his alternate universe counterpart that looks like 10 years younger. I don't know what's going on there. And then we just have Concerned Man. And then we have Florian. I have a respect for Florian. We ended up talking just about everything about Pokemon. It was like a 3-hour conversation about Pokemon. It was a problem. Yeah, now Florian, I have respect for Florian because you want to know why? Because Florian looks like he has not quite bought into the whole dog fighting thing yet. He's not quite in there yet. He's like, man, I just want to go to school. This is a kid who looks concerned. He does not want to be here. Everyone else looks like they want to be there. He does not. And I respect that. Ugh. Like, I've always respected it. And then you have all the stadium. Then you have the stadium guy, or Coliseum, where it looks like he's just part of a completely different franchise. It's great. Let's go back to work. Alright, let's do this. Spring, summer, autumn. After the end of winter, winter phase, timeless phase. Jurassic or spring. Each phase. Let's see. Spring, summer, and autumn. That's what it says. Spring. Spring, summer, and autumn has heroine perform actions. Taking damage. Let's see. And spring, dreams of spring. Okay. Okay. All right. This is where things get a little bit more fun. So we need to do name our. We go above, we hit that merge, spring, descriptions, table options. Do that, we hit. We'll fix fonts afterwards. So, spring. Spring is the fastest phase. This is where you are, first things that you are allowed to do. First is going to be okay. Actually, no, I need to grab. Yukari! Yukari! Hello, Yukari. Yukari! Oh, Yukari's notes. Movement. Let's see, straight up, straight up. Let's see. May not move diagonally. We're going to do insert two boards here. Grab you, put you here. Actually, no, we're going to insert table. Why don't we do like a 5x5? Grab you, insert center, column width. What do we do? 2.5. What do we do? 4. Minimum row height. 4. B. Yeah, we grab you, make you like 2, put you at 1. Put you 5. No. Center all of you. Grab you there, but we grab all you. Okay, so illegal. Illegal move. We need to file this. Boop, boop. So legal move to illegal move. Okay, so make you 0. We have our illegal move and we have our legal move. Shouldn't you be stating this? Yes, probably, but let's see. Move 1 space in any direction. Oh. A1. Let's see. Scatter shall places heroine places to half of her current power. What if we do places half of her current power? Any place within. Pay 1. We do pay 1. There we go. That's really all it. That's quite literally all you need in spring. Do I make any other mention of spring? No. Spring +1 speed, Tsukumagari, spring to life, boldness. Actually, no, we don't need a quick strike action. We already have that. So yeah, that's literally all you get to do during spring. It's the instant. That is legitimately all you need for spring. Then we from spring leads into summer. So spread. Actually, no, we do. Let's see. Heroine moves her move speed in spaces. Dash. Dashed is pay 2. So, couple basic things. So, we can do a second scatter shot, item card, and then we can play spell card, but our spell card rapid with the rapid effect. There we go. Wait. Magic control or might. I've got 10 magic control. Cool, you got 10 magic control. You are able to burn your power to heal yourself quite effectively, but it's in your power instead of you spell card to just pay for it. Actual half. Okay. We don't need you anymore. Resolving its effect. Actually, what we can do is scatter shots, pay 2, pay 3. Spreads can do that. Dash is going to be pay 1 now. Like pay, we'll do like pay 2. It's one of those things like if you have it, you can do it, but refocusing. Okay, so maneuver, pay 1, play an item card. Okay, so yeah, welcome to the 3 main phases of things actually happening. Okay. So, do sort table, sort ascending, and sort ascending, and or ascending. Yep. Oh, near it. Get in the Coliseum, Shinji. Using. Yeah, we can use Declare spell card. Yeah, that works. Declare spell card. Declare spell card. That just means I got to hit in and just moves up 2. The idea is spring is really easy to move around. It's like spring is when you want to use, that's how you set things up. This is our planning phase. This is when we're allowed to charge power, we're declaring spell cards, we're declaring item cards. We're doing things at this point. Not a lot, but we can do something. Scattershot is never really the best option in any scenario. Scattershot is, I need bullets on the field. That is Scattershot in a nutshell. It is not necessarily something elegant. It is not something good. It is, how do I get as much firepower downrange as I am possibly able? So, now we get to the... Now we get... So... During the winter phase... Heroin. Winter phase, everyone follows the... Effectively, during the winter phase, everyone follows the same thing. And... Not have any power. We don't do that. And winter phase... But it's the... Everyone follows the same process, so... Yeah, spell cards melee. The result is normal. First things first, we do... Let's say use spell cards or increase her graze value. Spell cards or discard cards from her hand to increase her graze. If the heroine is actually no, may discard a card from her hand to increase her graze. She a winter and timeless. Okay, there we go. So, basic idea. Any spell cards or anything that you have at the start of the winter phase, you declare here and you do. You start burning cards from you start discarding cards from your hand. You discard cards from your hand. You say, I'm increasing my graze by 1, 2, 3. Then you start grazing bullets. Any bullets you are standing on, if you have a graze of 2, that means you make 2 bullets go away. Then you take damage equal to the number of bullets you're currently fucking standing on. Check for victory. Resolve anything that at the end of the winter phase. Clear the board, enter the timeless phase. Timeless phase is supposed to be like things that got real delayed. But okay. Okay. That's one of the big things about melee, is that melee is instant. You automatically are taking damage, but the problem is you're in melee. Actually, you need to put in the Yep. Pay 1, pay 2. Generally speaking, actually, what we're gonna do, it's not worth scattershotting in autumn. Scattershotting in autumn is usually the worst situation you can. Oh, increase power, reset power. I'll spend all paid power. Yeah. Pretty simple stuff, just so you get your power back and then you reset it. So you get it back, then you are able to do things with it. Alright, so that works pretty simple, and I'm okay with things being pretty simple. Simple is good. Okay, so let's okay, so the OB will incident or rival hair. No rival which operates similarly to themselves in terms of how they are built. However, the incident power ranking than the heroine. So do that. So we do Mm. Mm. Incident character. Grab you, set you. 3. What if we do you? Number of heroines. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mm. 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 There we go. Number of heroines. Number of heroines. Incident character equal PR, PR, 1 PR, 2. There's 3, 6, 7 represent the threat. With the increase in strength and rivals may require backup. May require backup. These come in the form of pawns. Pawns will perform an action based on what kind they are. Pawns are always considered to be in the critical state. Will annihilate them. So what we want to do, table. Let's be. Why don't we do 2.75, 2.75, 0.25. We do 0.3. Then we do Ranger, Bishop, Knight, Book. So, Ranger pawns. Oh, so Spring move 1. Actually, why don't we move a. Why don't we make a thing to the left? We set you to a minimum of. What if we put you at like 0.75? Put you at 0.5. 0.05. 0.05. And then we expand you out to about here. Okay, so what if we. Okay, so we do spring, summer, autumn. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Make you nice and small. We're only doing things during the moment. And these are fucking fairies. These are like fairies, and they don't really do much. Be move 1. Yep, that's all you do. Yep. Chase an ally, barrier repair 2. Bishops just heal people. Annoying. Knights will move 1. Mm. 1. Mm. Mm. Effectively, if they are close to you, they're going to deal damage to you, and they just want to move closer to you. That is the knight's entire gimmick. Close as physically possible to you. They do not move fast, but they move fast enough to be annoying that you may want to put bullets down and just try to stop them. Spell effects. What are the spell effects we want to do? Actually, There we go. Rooks just give you hyper armor. Why is hyper armor annoying, you ask? Because it increases your armor and your graze by 1. Rooks just defend you. Let's do... Gestures move around. Little angel, little devil. Little devils cause problems on purpose. Okay. So these are our very basics. Mostly, a lot of them just put things down. Adjacent ally, damage +1. Damage. Hyper armor is just plot armor with extra steps. Yeah, the idea of hyper armor is you get +1 graze and +1 armor, which means that you get to ignore 1 melee attack and you get to ignore 1 bullet and ignore 1 melee attack. It's very good unless you are really kind of going in on them entirely. Which does remind me I need to... There we go. Rivals and pawns. Rivals, cool. Mega monsters in a So if we want to... Actually, do the... We'll have the fuck, what did I end up calling them? Not trait, it's type, okay. Let's see, the main incident will have the type of, let's see, the main incident character will have the type of final any other let's see, so the main incident so honestly, it's right, we do it here, and then we have you, we here, and then we do Bossu, and then we do Midba, and then we grab the right notebook. No. Okay. There. It's not there. Are you in here? And there are several advantages and disadvantages of having as many notes. One of the advantages is that it's very easy to navigate things. On the other hand, you have to deal with the fact that you have to fucking navigate all your goddamn notebooks. You gotta make sure which ones are right and which ones definitely are not. Okay, so I write down my notes. No, I did not. That's not the right notebook. Are you the right notebook? You are definitely not the right notebook. Okay, this notebook can go away as well. This notebook is going the way of the dodo as well. Okay. You're not there, which means you must be in the other notebook. So let me grab the other notebook. Oh, God. All right, got it. Now we get to play a game. Did he write it down in the right section, or did he forget about it because he's a dumbass? Your guns in a fantasy setting. I am now a happy man. Not quite a fantasy setting, but close enough. Where? This is when I was experimenting with bullets. No. 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 Oh, wait. Where's my phone? Oh. I think guns have a place, I would say, in fantasy. But I will also be the first one to say is there are going to be people who are going to resist it because there is a certain kind of fantasy, one might say. It might be a certain kind of fantasy that guns are not a part of. I know plate armor, you know, it's one of those things people want a very certain kind of fantasy, and it's like, okay, this is what like the popular consensus of what fantasy is. And there's also a very popular consensus of what a gun is also. I think that's a very important thing. When you Google gun, you find a fucking Glock. Like, you find an AK. Like, this is what people think, like, oh, gun. That's what they're thinking. They're not really thinking of, like, a fucking handgun. They're not, yeah, or you also have, like, oh, well, you know, the old one, like a fucking Winchester repeating. Like, oh, this is a gun. I'm like, well, technically correct, but it's just the scale of things. And like, even when you're like, oh, medieval, what's medieval? You know, this is medieval, right? This right here. Like, this is medieval, therefore this is fantasy. You know, this is fantasy. Yeah, this is the fantasy TMCR. Especially if you just Google like fantasy. If like fantasy, like fantasy, Final Fantasy, you know, fantasy stories. Like, it is difficult. Even if you like, even look at like Dragonlance here. Like, does a gun fit in Dragonlance? Not really. That's not the point of that kind of story of what it's trying to do. And if you assume everything is high fantasy, if you assume everything is high fantasy or Lord of the Rings, then bringing a gun in does change things pretty dramatically. Lord of the Rings would be a very different story if Gandalf had a gun. Like, on the other hand, when you say Gandalf with a gun, people are seeing this image. They see this. They see Gandalf with an AK. They don't see Gandalf with a fucking handgun. They don't see him with a fucking flintlock or anything. No. They see this. It's anytime you hear people talk about like I think guns should be in fantasy and vice versa, understand it's literally just perception. I mean, yeah, no, and that's the idea, is that ruins the fantasy, right? Cheeseburger, right? It ruins the quote-unquote fantasy. I don't mean it like fantasy in general. I mean like just the perception of it. You know, when people say, oh, I like fantasy stories, they probably like knights in plate mail fighting dragons. Knights don't have shotguns, and when they say gun to somebody, immediately it's like a Glock or a fucking AK. That's what they're thinking. That's what people think. And that throws people off a lot. Is that a bad thing about the state of firearm education in the world? Probably. But if you tell people about a handgun, they're probably going to look at you like, oh, a handgun, right? Like a Glock, or like a gun, or they'll do like the little motion with it, like it's a fucking M1911. It's kind of like how people like just think every gun is like really easy to use. Like, have you ever shot a shotgun before? That thing isn't fucking simple. That thing will blow your fucking arm off if you don't know what the hell you're doing. Ever shot a fucking revolver? Yeah, that thing's fucking loud. Like, you don't realize how loud guns are. You don't realize how different they are than what you would think, right? Because in the movies, right? Because John Wick in the movie, he goes in there and he starts firing guns everywhere, and it's perfectly fine because, you know, that's how guns are, right? Everyone just turns into John Wick. And it's like, also on the other hand, it's like, oh, I get shot by a 9mm, a golf ball sized hole enters my chest and I die immediately. No. Not really. It's the state of edge, and it's even things like medieval, because if you say medieval, like medieval fantasy, like what do you think in your head, everyone? You got a good image in your head? It's probably not medieval at all. It's probably maybe early Renaissance, but that's just the popular depiction of medieval, or you're looking at Game of Thrones. Probably it's one of those two that kind of enters people's minds very quickly. Because you got to think of it heuristically. You cannot think about things of what you know. You got to think of like what is the most popular consensus is, because that's what people are going to see. When you say, I think people should have guns in fantasy, understand that you're asking, I want Gandalf to have a fucking AK to 90% of people. Because they do not understand what the history of guns are. They do not understand your kind of fantasy. On the other hand, some things it works really well for. Warhammer works great. Because they go out of their way to say, this is Renaissance era. And it is Renaissance. And we just accept the fact that there are steam tanks. Because, you know, that makes sense, right? There's a very fine line of, yeah, this just makes sense, or, nah, this doesn't make any fucking sense. Very fine line. And setting that up to be just right is difficult. I'm going to say that about anything. It's fucking hard. But let's do Mm. Actually, lunatic boss. Mm. Mm. Yep. Mm. Let's see. Mm. Mm. Yeah, it's a lot of setup, and I think that's the big thing with setup. But honest to God, if you have a cover of a fantasy story, you have a cover of a fantasy book or a cover of a fantasy like fantasy game or whatever, it's very easy to be like, okay, that makes sense. There was actually I was reading a dog shit manga the other day. Reading an absolute piece of dog shit. Ah, here we go. So, I was reading this absolute piece of dog shit. It was, where was it? Where was it? Where's the good image of it? Ah. So, absolute dog shit manga, I should add. They have magic guns. That's the gimmick, is that there are magic guns. However, they do a very good job of just introducing the concept pretty early. Like, this is just the first chapter, and they introduce it in, like, page, 10. They're like, yeah, here it is. But they also explain why it is, and I like it. It's pretty good on that front. Yeah. And I'm like, interesting. Is it good? No, it's dog shit. But as you all know, I have an affection for dog shit manga. Just absolute dog water. I love it. I go out of my way. But like, you gotta introduce those guns early. Like that's like, the second you do that, the second you introduce those concepts early, people get it more. It sounds weird to say, but people understand it. If you introduce that, like, this is a gun, this is what it does, people are like, alright, I accept this. It's like, yeah, there's a doll, we have fucking helicopters. We accept that now. We accept a fucking autocannon. Because that's normal. That's fine. We accept there's a tank now. Fucking, we get it. But the second you start deviating too far, the second you start introducing things that kind of go against the perception, it starts getting weirder. Again, think of Game of Thrones as one. Think of Game of Thrones if you're halfway through the first book, Jaime pulled out a fucking gun and just shot fucking someone. You're like, yes, time to use my heroic sword, the Valerian steel bullet, and this fucking pops someone, and they never elaborated on it. That's what it's like to a lot of people. Like, what the fuck are you on about? Okay, we got our lunatic bosses, we got our mega monsters. Mega Monsters, and I'm going to put a thing on here. Actually, we're going to do a small... Alright, so we've got all this doing good here. Few things we need to cover. Okay, do this. Actually going to do a quick thing on the talk about movement. Movement in Danmaku's north logical line, straight up, straight down. Heroines may not move diagonally. Not move diagonally. No, actually. You. Paste you here. Legal move. We'll put legal move or illegal move. Do illegal move. Do actually, I don't we insert there. Oop. Okay, so then we have bold both of you. Let's bold you further. Heroine. Let's see, is there actually a Vera in? Well, then we'll take 5 barrier damage. Mm. Mm. Okay, so we'll put heroin there, put a heroin there. Put here. Mm. 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 Insert symbol, special characters. Mm. Nope. Slam there. Insert symbol. So they slam into each other and both take 5 damage to both. Slams on the H2 are. So we have a similar situation here, except we just have this. She would land here and take. H1 slammed ball. H1 slammed into ball. You. That. Back to boy. Let's see. Whitish azure. We always use some color just to help differentiate, like this is a legal move. Here. Yeah. Deployment area. Okay. We're good. Yeah. This is Momoji actually wrote this up. Very cool of Momoji to do that. Going to do. Yep. Easy peasy. Okay. Okay. There's a few more things we need to do, but I'm feeling pretty good about it. I think we can probably finish it this week. It might not be on stream, but if it is on stream, we'll know. But good job, everyone. Thank you all. Pretty much what needs to happen now, if I take a little note for myself, what needs to happen now is, and I'm put a note for myself, is one, I need to get the title, get the types finished. I know what the types are. I know how to do the types. It's just doing them because they're a pain in the ass. We have to do get the types to finish. We need to get the movement rules are done, enemy rules. Actual card game. Actually, then we need to do some derived statistics. Again, this will be like 5 fucking minutes. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like that's. There's not too much. There's not too much else to do. But yeah, I'll post any updates that I need to do. It is 1:30 in the afternoon, so I am going to go do things today because I need to. But thank you all for following. Thank you all for being here. Godspeed. Good luck. I am going to do something productive now because I have an idol show to go to tonight. Yes, I'm going to an idol show. It is an underground idol show with the emergency festival theme. Luckily, I have a way to get through anytime if someone asks me, "Oh, why aren't you in cosplay?" All I can do is just put my shirt down and see the massive surgical scar, and I'm like, yes, don't worry, I'm always in cosplay. All right, Godspeed, good luck, have a wonderful rest of your day. I am, as they say, away.